When Lamar Jackson was drafted, you had a very popular opinion of Lamar. What was that opinion?
That they, I didn't feel like they needed that quarterback, and I wasn't a fan of the way he played in year one. I didn't think that was a sustainable way of playing. But before the draft, I'm going, I think there's a totally different direction you can go in. And my main thinking in that draft is I wanted Derwin James here.
Okay.
Thought he was the best safety, one of the best players in there.
But when you saw him, you thought, this ain't going to work.
Yes.
Most people thought that. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. What has happened since then?
I watched him play against Miami in the second year and said, oh, he can do this. And again, if you go back to college, you bring it up more than anybody. He ran one of the most difficult offenses to run in Bobby Petrino's.
Yeah.
Petrino's system was just insane to try to run. And then now you have him coming in and people are like, well, he's a running back. He can't throw. And I think he's done all this. All I need to hear is the other players in the league talk about facing him. And when people go, oh, he does this against bad teams. He just puts up big numbers. He can't win big games and all that nonsense. I'm going, it's just BS. He is so freaking good.
Okay. So, Jeremy, when you question whether or not he's hurt, whether he really can play, am I right by saying that's attacking his character?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you as an athlete, you got better in free throws, shooting, and dribbling based on the work that you did when nobody was watching. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So Lamar Jackson to improve, it had to be because of the work that he put in when nobody was watching. That's character. That's integrity.
Well, how about
that's love for the game. How do you question him just because what he's doing right now doesn't fit your narrative?
How about that we didn't all necessarily agree with it, but what about the offseason where he lost all that weight because he was trying to get faster and getting back to where he was? Like, I don't question the work ethic. I don't know necessarily the validity of all the things that Preston was saying in his article, but I don't think he just went in and blatantly lied about everything. I think there's something to it. There may be some opinion things going on, but like with the people now that question him, whether or not I think it's so silly. I mean, some people are showing their true colors when it comes down to it and questioning Lamar, saying, oh, you got to trade him. Go get something else. I'll take anything. Like, have you guys watched him play? I think you got legitimate sources, but I also think sources sometimes have an agenda. Okay.
I think you can get information from a source. What's the agenda of that source? What stance did that source have beforehand? Is that guy a person that is accusing Lamar of these things as well? It could be that. I don't think I'm with you. I think you legitimately got information from a source. I used to be a narcotics agent. I had snitches. One thing I knew snitches sometimes gave me information because they wanted to get somebody else out of the territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was jaded information. That was biased information. Now, if it helped me get what I had to get, it helped me. Yeah. But at the same time, you could have a legitimate source, but what's the motivation of that source? What's their motive? And one thing I do notice about people hate when you don't assimilate. You got a lot of Lamar haters out there because he doesn't assimilate. He doesn't fit into that box that you want to put a quarterback in, and he's not going to. He doesn't care to fit in that box. And that's why a lot of people out there push against him. Now, John Harbaugh wasn't happy about his defense on Saturday night, and this is what he had to say.
I mean, it was just technique. It was technique in the back end, corner position, and it wasn't anything. It wasn't really across the board. It wasn't any kind of miscommunications or anything like that. We played things right. We just didn't play them. We didn't play the pass game well from a coverage standpoint in the back end. It was really the outside lane throws that you saw made. They were just too easy. We didn't cover them well. And then quarterback getting out of the pocket. We got him a few times, but he got out a few times. He's elusive, but a couple of those were more our fault. Just our rush lanes weren't as good as they needed to be, and sometimes it was getting him down too. He got out of our grasp once or twice. So those are the two things that were very much pinpointed to the problem in terms of the yards that were given up. We had one seam route. The first touchdown was a seam route against cover 2 that we didn't play that right or well. And honestly, too, it wasn't a great call against that route. So I'd say those were the three things.
Oh, it's a lot there. Wasn't a great call against that route. But one thing, I agree with everything else he said except one thing, Jeremy. And I think the one thing that he said kind of protects the staff a little bit. There was some communication issues. He said there wasn't. You saw them going at one another a lot communicating whether pointing you should have been there. That's communication issue. Am I right?
Yeah. No, there's no question. If you can't, I mean, we've talked about it. One of the biggest things in sports, who's wearing the dot on defense? Who's, is the center going to communicate? You got to talk about different coverages and things like that. It works the same way with coaches and filtering things in and being involved. And I think that's a big part of when we go back to the New England game and some of the other games, you get away from the run game and fans are like, are you not involved in any of this?
Right.
It's interesting to hear him talk about where they blew that coverage, or I don't want to say blew the coverage, just had the wrong play.
Yeah, I just I thought there was some communication. I think there have been communication issues all year, and I'll say it again. If you say out loud that there's communication issues, I think you bring yourself into question. I think you bring the coaching staff into question, because why are we going to week 18, well, in week 17 at the time, and we still don't know where we're going to be? One of the things I hate as a coach more is my players not knowing who they're defending, or my players not knowing what defense we're in. That to me, I take that personal. It's an indictment on me. Wait a minute, how do you not know? Now, yeah, sometimes you go in the game, you should ask who you're guarding and things like that, but those are bad optics. That looks like they're undercoached.
Yeah, there's a lot of times I don't think we're privy to. Like, we'll try to point out, it's like, oh my God, safety missed that play. What if he wasn't supposed to be on it? Or where was the defensive back on that play? And he thought he had coverage over the top, but we're blaming the cornerback for it. I feel like we have this happen more times than not, where fans think they're privy to something and coaches are sitting here going, no, this is what we're doing and this is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
But it's the same thing. Did the receiver run the wrong route? And the quarterback threw an interception.
Yeah.
So who do you blame for it? We don't know if he ran the wrong route.
Well, you don't have. Yeah, you won't know if he ran the wrong route if he plays for the Steelers, because Aaron Rodgers.
You just took my punch.
Will tell the world.
Yes. I said the only time we know that something went wrong. Jonnu, what the hell are you doing? Did you see him in the last game? He didn't know to play and went in motion. Aaron Rodgers turns around and is like, man, if you don't move your ass back over there, what the hell are you doing?
He's become a grumpy old man. Let's just call it what it is.